Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's review is over a little smaller movie called Inside, starring Willem Dafoe. Quick description is Willem Dafoe is playing this art thief and he is robbing this house, this penthouse apartment, and as he's trying to get out, he gets locked in and he is stuck inside this penthouse apartment. So it's all about a heist gone wrong and how the person copes with it. Now let's get into it. Story. This story is actually really good. It was very engaging and interesting the whole way through, even though we only saw one actor on screen the entire film. It was Willem Dafoe starring Willem Dafoe, and it was fantastic. We'll talk more about that when we get to the acting section of the video, but the story is solid the whole way through. It does get messy a bit towards the middle. It recovers a bit, and then it stumbles at the finish line. For that, hand grenade. Cinematics. Bro, why is this shot so goddamn well? It's so beautiful to see. The way that they move the camera around at points is phenomenal. And that kind of goes in with the directing style as well. So that means 2 hand grenade scores, because I pretty much talked about the directing with the cinematics, and those were 2 phenomenal grades. Now, let's get into what I really want to talk about, which is the acting. Holy mama, the acting. Willem Dafoe, if he didn't do a good job, this movie would not have landed. It kind of reminds me of last week and how 65 was really focused on 2 characters acting and their on-screen chemistry. And that didn't work out too well because their choices, it wasn't really on the actor's fault, but they just weren't given good material to work with. Meanwhile, Willem Dafoe does really well with the material he is given and excels in this one-man show. He is legitimately just stuck on the inside. And it's kind of unfortunate, as you see, that this story is really it's not really a thriller as much as it is just a drama. It's a study. We'll talk a little bit of spoilers today. But acting is the easiest hot pocket or hand grenade score ever given. Like, it is so hand grenade that it goes into hot pocket, back into hand grenade. That is how explosive, dynamic, and interesting. Like, Willem Dafoe makes this whole movie work by himself. It's phenomenal. Now, let's get into my expectations/experience. I don't know what I was expecting going into this. I read the description and saw Willem Dafoe, and I'm like, I'm sold. It started off right at expectations, then it went up, and then it went down, and then it started climbing up again, but it did not climb up to that initial high that it was beforehand, and then it went down low again. The ending really is what ruined the expectations and experience of it all. While we're on the expectations, I'm going to talk a little bit of spoilers, so spoiler warning, flashing on the screen. Jump to this point if you don't want to be spoiled. Was that enough time? I hope it was. Now let's chat a little bit of spoilers, because this movie is pretty much a tale of how long it takes for a man to go insane in the situation that he is provided. It is very expertly crafted, very well told. You can see the degradation of the man's mental sanity as it goes along, and it is very interesting watch. It is kind of an uncomfortable watch at times, but it is very good. At one point, I thought it was just going to swap genres on me, just all of a sudden, and it kind of scared the shit out of me. And it's about 2/3 through the movie, so I think it was near the end of the second act that it started going a little haywall, and I thought it was going to go into a horror aspect. But no, it stayed true. It was a very good character drama of just this one man losing his mental sanity. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets remembered near Oscar time, because if it wasn't for Willem Dafoe, I don't think this movie would have worked. I don't think you could have cast anyone else in this role, and they would have not done it. No one would have done a better job than Willem Dafoe in this film. I just have to say one more thing in the spoiler corner, and that is my favorite part of the movie is the first time there's a running gag in the film where Willem Dafoe opens the fridge to see what kind of food he has, the guy he's robbing from has in the apartment. And when the fridge is open for too long, it starts playing the Macarena, and that was just the funniest shit to me, because it was so unexpected in this serious film that all of a sudden it was just like, and it was so funny because it shows how, like, immediately every time it would start playing, he would close it immediately because he was not used to it, and then by the halfway through, he accepted it and he needed just to hear anything, so he kept the fridge open and would start singing along to it, and it just hits on so many levels, and I love that sequence. It's like that little running gag. I was a little disappointed that the movie didn't end with them playing the Macarena over the credits. And you know what, let's talk about the ending a bit here as well, and then we'll leave spoiler corner. The ending really disappointed me. I know what it's supposed to signify, but I do think that it would have been a little better of an ending if the homeowner had actually walked in to see all of that instead. So what happens is the camera pans out. Willem Dafoe leaves a message on the wall. The camera pans to the whole thing he's been working on this whole film, and he's been going towards the literal light in this sense, but it is to be believed that he went to the metaphysical light as well at the end of the film. But me and my buddies who saw this all agreed that it would have been a little better had he gone to the actual light. Like, if not only that, but I liked how they kept it a little, you can determine what actually happened, but I think it would have been better if they had the owner of the apartment, the penthouse, coming in through the door to see the mess and the chaos, and then to see all of that going up towards the light, and then we can build on our own imagination whether he escaped by living or escaped by dying. I think that would have made a more powerful ending. I still like how it's still up to the imagination. I just wish that they would have had that character, that main antagonist to the film at the end there. I think it would have made it a little bit more of an impact. But other than that, solid movie. I guess the spoiler corner is over. Now it's time to give my final score for expectations. For expectations, I'm gonna have to give it a Hot Pocket score, mostly due to the fact that it's not that dynamic. Now, you may be like, oh, this is an easy hand grenade movie, correct? Due to the fact that it scored hand grenades on literally every category. But due to the fact that the ending kind of just fumbled the bag for me personally, I'm gonna have to give it a certified Hot Pocket score. It is a 4 stars out of 5 because it, like I said, the ending fumbled the bag. Because it's like you're eating that Hot Pocket. You thought you cooked it properly, but then all of a sudden at the end it's frozen, and you're like, damn it. That's the issue with this film. But other than that, a solid film. It is worth a watch if you want to get your think on. But other than that, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Comment down below if you are going to see this movie. It's going to be a little tough being a limited release. But other than that, I'm going to leave you guys to it.